Let's put the NBA free agent signings into a tier list. All right, fellas. Now, I set out these 8 guys. There's obviously more if you guys want to talk about it. And we'll start off with one of the guys who's just re-signed.
Yep.
So we've got Malik Monk for 4 years, $78 million, I believe. Give me one moment. I think it is that. 4 years, $78 million. And the gist of why I had to get this in here, and I think this is a really great signing. I know they gave him 4 years, but when you look at like Malik Monk, so KCP is getting 3 years, $66 million. So it's about $22 million a year. Malik Monk is not even getting $20 million a year.
Yeah, and I rate him.
Yeah, they need him. They would have been lost if he walked.
Yeah.
And Malik Monk, you could argue, is
$6 man.
as good or whatever as KCP. He could have got more elsewhere. He really could have. So for the Kings, this is an A or an S, I reckon.
Yeah, I want to put it as an A, just because it's not that superstar. But yeah, in it itself is an S tier.
Yeah.
In a vacuum. Yeah.
Yeah. Rise?
Yeah, I like A.
Yep. We'll go with A.
Very good.
Really
Good
good,
signing.
solid signing, loyal signing for
Didn't
Malik
get to
Monk
finish what he started,
and the
unfortunately.
Kings. Yeah.
So hopefully he's healthy.
Hopefully they can come back better.
And
now,
also, I like it with the new CBA. Sorry, I wanted to
it's all right.
geek out. It's a tradable asset too. Like let's say you're over the second apron or whatever, you can trade it just 1-for-1 with somebody else. Like you got KCP there. People are always overpaying somebody, so it's a good tradable asset.
Yeah, very nice. We all know about the new second apron and stuff like that. It's great. I love the competitiveness. Now, on to my old mate, James Harden, who was crying and whinging last off-season because he knew Daryl wasn't going to max him out this off-season. And guess what the Clippers didn't do? Max him out. Because he only ended up signing for 2 years, $70 million, which Daryl would have given him. But Daryl is a genius because, long story short,
Daryl Morey is a liar.
he's a liar. But long story short, he ain't worth shit. I don't
He's
know.
not even worth
So
that.
this is pretty friendly. 35 mil. The current maxes are around 50, 60, whatever you want. 35 mil a year for James Harden.
Short term.
If you had let him walk, I don't know who would have signed him, but if the Clippers had let him walk now, new building, Paul George has walked. I know that part of Paul George walking was the Clippers probably saying, but they just sort of did it in a weird order. Anyway, imagine he had walked as well.
Yeah.
And they're like, come to the new building. We've got Kawhi Leonard and a bag of chips. Come watch us.
Injured Kawhi.
Yeah, injured Kawhi. So, it depends how much you love or hate Harden, I guess,
yeah.
with this one.
Can I go first?
Yeah.
You can go
I'm going to
first.
shock the table. I think it's an A.
Oh.
Like,
Okay.
it's just you secure the asset. You can secure somebody that will bring seats to the table. But more importantly, I think he can with more room to operate. Now he doesn't have to share the ball as much. Yeah, he can still deliver. It's just that it's not an S tier at all with his, and you could maybe put him below Malik Monk because he doesn't provide that exact value. But yeah, I think you know what you're going to get. You're going to get offense all day.
Yep. I think just with what I finished with, how much you love or hate him, I think B, because I think you're right, and technically they did well to bring him back and not lose him and all this sort of stuff. But
Short-term contract.
I'm just thinking to myself, why don't they? I don't know. I'm just thinking about like him as the choker that he is.
I'm going to say B.
It's
Still a lot of money.
they had to do it. They had to do it.
Yeah.
So they got nothing.
But man, if they just whittle away, if they just like go to dust over the next 2 years, you know,
Well, do they lost their trades? Like, as in, do they have their draft picks? That's another question that could be.
well, no,
if
not
they,
really,
yeah,
no.
if they don't, then
They've got
they
nothing.
Can't, they can't whittle
gave it
away.
all
they
Paul
still
George.
owe.
He's gone.
Yeah, they still actually owe 1 or 2 picks to the Thunder
Yeah,
from the
they're
Paul George trade.
2026 and
They've
7.
given us picks for Harden.
So that's why it's needed. That's why it's needed. It's
Yeah.
a needed trade for the.
But I'm
Clippers.
just sort of saying, like, another team might have been like, you know what? Fuck you all. We are going to a new building. Kawhi, you know what we're going to put around you? We're going to put around just some fresh faces. We're going to put around KCP. We're going to get KCP. The Clippers could have been like, we're getting KCP. We're getting Hardenstein. We're getting this, and this. We're getting rid of PG. We're getting rid of Harden. Not saying Kawhi would have said yes, but guess what? Kawhi signed his contract a bit early. So he wouldn't have much say. And you want to request a trade or something like that, Kawhi?
Be that guy.
You got 3 years, and he's in LA. You got 3 years on your contract. You're going to sit out for 3 years? I don't think so. So B, I think it is.
All right.
It's
Let
good
us know.
in the last minute, but they might just whittle away this team.
They're just lucky.
Happy for the Lakers.
Mate, get out of Staples.
All right, now technically
Crypto.
this was a sign and trade, but we're going to count it. Klay Thompson gets 3 years and $50 million from the Dallas Mavericks, so just under $15 million a year. Less taxes in the state of Texas compared to California if you had gone to LA or blah blah. The dynasty Big Three is broken up.
Yep.
Cries everywhere, tears everywhere.
Now, the Mavs, they needed shooting. Klay Thompson was still a 39% three-point shooter even last season. Where are we at? Again, I think like a lot of things, like the James Harden thing, it's like, where are you at with Klay? And that probably determines
What was his? What did they get him for? I know it was sign
3
and trade.
years, $50 million.
What did Orlando get KCP for?
3 years, $66 million.
Okay.
So Clay's getting 16 less million over the 3 years.
Is it crazy to say KCP is better than Klay Thompson?
It's not crazy.
It's not
It's not
crazy.
crazy,
It's
isn't
not
it?
crazy.
It's not crazy.
It's not
Because
crazy.
he
It's
plays
just that
defense better than Klay.
The is it the ceiling?
But the stardom is obviously Klay Thompson.
You know, is higher there.
Yeah, I was going to say, but is it crazy? Now that he's gone,
Now that
he
he's
is gone,
gone.
and he went to like pretty much one of the perfect landing spots.
Because
Is
you
it
got Luka
crazy?
that attract.
Yeah. Is it crazy that I'm like, I actually think it might work?
Yeah.
They needed shooting.
I might like
And
Klay
at,
now.
and at bare minimum, they needed shooting gravity. And no one's leaving him alone. He's still a 39% three-point shooter. That he'll walk into Dallas and they'll be like, can you run around screens like you normally do, please?
Yeah.
Oh, will he have to run around screens? Like, they don't do that kind of thing.
Not exactly like the Warriors.
Yeah.
But they're going to want him dragging someone around so Luka and Kyrie can be on the other side of the floor.
Yeah. Well, I again, you know, I think even if he just stays in the corner, like, like he might have to do less.
Luka
and,
will find
and then
him.
hence be a bit more, you know, instead of being like, you know, that cardio might catch up to him. But now he's more rested, he's more fresh. He can really just knock it down if he just has to stay in the corner because Luka and Kyrie have dragged so much attention. So yeah, it could end up being better. So it's for me, it's a B, just because I don't know what the ceiling is with Klay. Like in, you know, fresh environment can really just help you. 18 points a game, 40 points from three.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't believe that because it's different watching the game. It didn't feel like that at all.
And I think the thing is about the Warriors is that they needed him to be the second best scorer. Whereas now he's gone to a team where he'll be the third best scorer.
Okay.
So I wonder if he actually... We're talking in a year's time and the Klay Thompson thing worked. I don't know if they win the championship, but it worked. And the thing about Derrick Jones Jr. and PJ Washington is that they were great at corner threes. A lot of players great at corner threes. Klay Thompson's good from anywhere, above the break, whatever, top of the key. He'll put it in from anywhere. So I wonder if Luka and Kyrie hogging the attention... It works really well. I know that Steph Curry hogged the attention, but like Draymond's a non-shooter.
Yeah.
So that's like, there is, you know what I mean?
I went to the wrong team if you want so.
Could have been the same sort of situation with the Lakers. Like they don't just have Steph, they have LeBron and AD.
Yep.
That gravity. So I'm happy to go B.
Yep.
It feels about right.
And I'm happy to move it. If it's a success, I think I'm happy to put it as an A.
Now, another team that needed shooting desperately was a team down in Florida, the Orlando Magic. And guess who shoots? KCP.
KCP, and he defends.
Defends.
And he has 2 rings.
Yeah, defends, has that championship pedigree, and I think he can control the tempo too.
Yep.
So that's 3-1, 4-1. How many assets did we...
Veteran voice
Yeah.
with experience.
Perfect.
I reckon this is an A.
I think an S.
An S. Wow.
I'd argue an S, yeah.
Because you're saying, like, okay, maybe because of the list that we have here, he's going to be a starter. And he's going to really take them to the next level. Whereas everybody else here, it's like kind of mid. Like, we appreciate Malik Monk, but they're kind of, Kings are staying the same. We're still looking for Kings to provide something else.
Yeah.
With KCP, that really takes them from just teetering around that play-in to actually like, hey, I know they were like 6th or so they weren't even in the play-in. But to be honest, it was kind of fluky. So yeah, now it really solidifies themselves as that top 6 team in the Eastern Conference. So maybe I have to adjust it and put it as an S.
I can go S if we want.
Yeah, I just know I'm going to get flamed.
SOA.
Oh, let's do it. We're all friends.
I like it.
It's a great signing for the Magic. And imagine if they could have got Clay as well. Because they still have more cap space.
That would have been crazy.
You know what? I was pissed as well. I was hoping that Paul George signed with Orlando.
I didn't want Philly to get anyone.
Yeah, I didn't
That's all I
want.
cared
I
about.
was thinking Paul George would be good out there too.
They don't need Paul George. You know who needed him?
yeah.
You need anything.
We need anything. We literally no one.
players.
We had no one.
Out here doing people favors.
Well,
man.
KCP's our first S tier. Now, KCP to CP3. He's gone to the San Antonio Spurs for $11 million for 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year. Yeah.
Just to go, well, he's a million years old, so
I think everyone wanted.
But he's getting paid more than, what's his name? Eric, is it Eric Bledsoe? Oh, no, it's not Eric Bledsoe.
not Bledsoe.
Oh, what's the
I don't know
short
if Bledsoe's
guy?
in the league.
No,
to be
he's
honest.
not. The short guy. Bloody
Who's the short?
Suns, and then he moved to,
The Sixers.
yeah, Eric Gordon.
But Eric Gordon's on a minimum.
Yeah, he's on vet minimum.
He was on a vet minimum last year.
Yeah, I know, but you could
CP's
argue CP3 like Vetmin, like
Oh,
come on,
these
he's
two players
old.
aren't the same players
Yeah,
at
but
all.
come on, CP3.
I don't know.
really didn't provide anything last year.
Yeah, I know, but he was
gosh,
injured. But these are still. This is a weird comparison. These two guys aren't a comparison.
I understand not comparison, but I was like, they're both point guards, both providing nothing.
But one's the point
Nah,
guard.
nah,
One's just a guy.
Eric Gordon got forced to be a point guard. He's not a point guard.
and
He's a shooting guard.
Yeah.
He
Anyway,
got
but
forced to handle the role.
Chris Paul to the Wemby Spurs for 1 year, $11 million.
I love it.
You love it.
I love it.
You love it.
I don't like it
Oh,
because Spurs supposed to be tanking again.
No, they've got some pieces now.
No, they're supposed to tank.
Well, do Spurs? So obviously, this is a weaker draft. Next year, probably a better draft. You said Spurs supposed to be tanking again. Do Spurs? Is that what you're thinking? Do Spurs try and see when you get like a Wemby? Do you? It's like maybe the process Sixers, or let's more so go to OKC. Do you continue to build through the draft? But they didn't have a Wemby.
Well, do we start now?
Or do you start
now?
I'm not saying that Chris Paul is the piece that's going to win a championship with Wemby, but it's like, let's get the winning mentality going. And then in 2025, 2026, they bring in some trades or free agents. See, so go
Yeah,
on.
no, I believe in that mentality too, but I just don't know. I'm like, will Paul George tip him too far into the winning mentality, doing OKC again? But as we kind of pointed out, Chris Paul doesn't have that gear in him, that motor. I know he'll be like mentally there, but physically will he be there? So yeah, I don't know. Where do you reckon you put him on this tier list, Rise?
Probably in terms of ranking it, I'd say a B or an A.
Like, I think it's the best thing you could have with Wemby.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you're surrounding him with more successful people.
Without going all in on like a Trae Young.
And it's
Yeah.
the best situation for CP3, I think.
Yeah.
As well.
So let's go with an A. Because it's a short deal.
1 year.
1 year. So you're like, hey, come in and then piss off.
Yep.
Like,
Could be really fun.
yeah.
Really fun.
Yep.
Lob City 2.0.
Feels a little bit better than B. Let's
Yeah.
go A.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Isaiah Hardenstein.
I love this.
Get in the bag.
This is huge for
That's-
OKC.
That's a nail in the coffin,
This
man.
is massive. I think
nail in the
Knicks,
coffin.
Knicks should
In a
be
good
shattered.
way.
In a good way.
I think Knicks are shattered about this. Even when it was at the Clippers, I was even telling B, I was like, I don't know how you guys let this guy go.
Yeah.
He's so good and valuable. Every time he come off the bench of Clippers and then played for Knicks, he done great.
Yeah.
He's a great piece.
He's a really great
a
piece.
really good piece.
3 years.
That's okay. OKC needed.
Really good.
3 years, 87 million. Wow. Nearly
Good for
30
him.
million a year
Million
for
a year.
Hardenstein.
And you can compare that to Harden. I like that more than the Harden trade.
Now, the thing
100%.
is, you might be thinking to yourself, how do the number one seed in the West, OKC, have such cap room? Or why would they be willy-nilly with their money, signing also Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe? It's because all their guys are
Just
kids.
rookies, man.
They're all on rookie contracts, all their best players, other than maybe
They got Caruso.
is Shea even up,
Shay's got.
he'd have the bag. And so for the next couple of years, they get to spend this money on these Carusos and these Hardensteins.
What?
Yeah.
That's
And-
crazy. It's
And
fantastic.
so they needed a bit of beef,
Mm.
because
Yep.
Offensive.
Holmgren as their starting five, which I was listening to some people debating whether.
A 4 or 5.
Do you reckon Hardenstein's going to start?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like Chet Holmgren has to start
Right.
as well. So he'll be
Right.
4. And I don't see an issue with that because Chet can play from the perimeter.
I got to be honest, I wasn't thinking he was starting.
Yeah, I was thinking he was coming off the bench, but I don't
It's
know.
a 30 million bench player. A $30 million per year bench player sounds weird, but OKC are just rich of like in
Yeah,
assets and whatever. I've got a feeling they had to pay him this much because he was that valuable in the market. Like someone else could have maybe snapped him up. They're like, no, we must get you. And then in the playoffs, matchup dependent, you know what?
Yeah.
Switch him out.
You might have to start. But for the most part, I think they want to continue as they were. 5 out. Caruso just slots in for Giddey.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
great.
It keeps them flexible. for
Otherwise, what? Dort bench or Caruso bench? I wouldn't think so.
Imagine them both on the court, that defense.
Yeah.
it's crazy, man. That's what I'm saying.
All of them.
Nail in the coffin for the West.
Shea, Caruso. Oh, you got Jalen Williams as well.
Jalen Williams, Dort.
He's
Yeah.
definitely not starting.
I feel like he's not starting.
And, it's really good having that guy off the bench that's going to play with the second team and keep that momentum and pace or whatever and scoring.
Yeah, it's either Caruso. I don't think that it's Caruso though. It's either Caruso, Dort, or Hardenstein that won't start. But I think it's Hardenstein for $30 million a year. But then if you run into your Jokic, if you run into maybe your AD, you
Start
run
him early.
into
Yeah,
these
start him.
guys, you Gobert, whatever, your Towns. This is where he comes.
And
He's
he'll be
important.
fresh too. It's not like he'll be ran down to the ground like what old mate would be doing over there in the Knicks.
So where do we have this signing? So a bit of money for him, but they had it and they needed him.
I think an S. I think that's just
Feels about it.
like
Feels
it's actually a really good song. Like it's
everything they do.
making your team better.
so much better.
So much more better.
Everything they do,
Solidifying.
yeah.
How can you be rich in assets now and in the future? I don't
You
understand.
come first and pick him up.
Yeah.
Well, we just explained, but yes. S.
I was saying to some fellow Sixers fans yesterday or whatever, the OKC were the real process. They done it right.
Yeah.
They barely missed on a pick. They've just
So
they
many
drafted
picks.
like we drafted Jalil Okafor, Nerlens Noel, Mark Fultz, Ben Simmons. They drafted Jalen Williams, not even that high. They drafted Lou Dort, I think, was undrafted. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they've
yeah,
they've done it
he's
so organically that they haven't had to trade away all their stuff all the
Chet
time.
Holmgren.
And they might win the title, for example, with this core. So I'm happy to go S.
And that's what makes me vexed about the Golden State situation. They should have just broken it up last year, man. Well, this year.
They extended it way too long where everyone's just gotten stale.
Yeah, no. Trade Wiley Hart. Go. Yep. Put it.
Hardenstein in S. That's good business from the Thunder. Now,
CNC.
huh?
CNC.
CNC, the two Philly boys. Now,
Is it a D?
Tobias Harris returns.
Can we just give a clap finally? It's happened.
It's happened. After 5 years,
That's all you have.
Passed on the curse.
we couldn't trade his contract. After 5 years, his contract lapses, and he goes to the Pistons.
Finally he got paid out a bit. Paid a
25
bit.
mil a year, bro.
52 mil for 2 years, 26
It's
year.
not bad. It's good for him.
Now for the Pistons. Of course, good for him. Man, he's made so much money in his career. Good on him.
I don't mind what the Pistons are doing because they're adding a bit more veteran people that I guess know how to play.
That's nothing. Like, get a Hardenstein. Like, get
Yeah.
get a KCP.
I have no idea how why they did the so Dallas needed to free up salary.
Yeah.
So they jumped off of Tim Hardaway for Quentin Grimes with Detroit.
Yep.
And Detroit gave them picks. Anyway, why is Detroit taking in Tim Hardaway? Listen to these names.
You know what
Tim
it is?
Hardaway
It's,
Jr. and Tobias Harris.
Washed up names that were around 6 years ago. Because Detroit have nothing else. No one wants to play for Detroit.
Yeah. In this tier list,
Trying to revive players.
after the nice conversations we've had, I think he goes C.
Yep.
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 Even though it may not actually be a C, he goes C when you think
What do you
about
mean?
it.
Why isn't he a C?
Because as per Ryan's, what he's saying is they just need to get some
Anybody.
fucking guys.
Yeah.
They just need to get
People
some
that
guys.
know these people.
And you need to also they
That's what it
probably
is.
don't have a lot of you need to pay at least 90% of the cap.
Yeah. No, but I checked the cap. They're over it. Well, if they sign some existing players, but they can make it. It's not like they can't make it.
Without Tobias.
Yeah.
I would have thought that was part of that.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's not terrible.
Mm.
He just should never be on a contending team, which we tried with him for 5 years.
Yeah, but I don't know what you're getting with him. Like, even
You're just
on
getting
another...
a guy.
Nah,
It's
waste
been in
of-
the
waste of
NBA.
You're
money.
just getting a guy
Knows
who
his
will
laps.
give you 15 at least every night, and
He's a professional.
Nah,
he's going to give you 15 every night.
if I was Cade Cunningham, I'm requesting a trade.
He just signed a
you
pretty-
probably actually can't.
just
So,
said
yeah.
You know.
Now, the biggest fish, we probably shouldn't have waited this long, but the biggest fish of this offseason, of this free agency 2024, was Mr.
happy you are.
Mr. Paul. If I could be bothered, I was going to a deep dive, but it would have taken me hours and hours of the first time I said it on this show. I said it like mid-season. I said, Paul George, keep your eyes open because he's not signing. And I said, he's coming to Philly. I said it like mid-season. And it actually happened. I can't believe it actually happened.
Just
Imagine that. Like, that's a trade basically for Paul George. What you guys have done.
Yeah.
They traded an empty packet of Doritos for Paul George.
Well, we actually traded nothing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So we, in the James Harden trade, anyway, blah, 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 blah. We've got 4 first-round picks that are tradable that we could have, you know, people talking, are we going to go after Butler? Are we going to make a big trade this offseason or are we going to make a big free agency signing? When you get the big fish in the free agents, now we've got the picks and the free agent. So we didn't pay anything. We traded James Harden for whatever we got for him, 2 picks and Paul George.
He's got Paul George. How crazy is it? Harden's probably thinking, you took my spot like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So
Wait,
it's an
who's
S.
better?
Let's be
Harden
real.
or Paul George?
Paul George is better than James Harden right now.
Because he's at Philly.
No, because
You would have said Harden was better than Paul George.
Paul George last season, I reckon he was like a top 20, 25 player in the NBA.
He's so efficient. But the thing is,
He's just inconsistent.
Yeah.
That's all.
And
He's
the,
inconsistent.
and the explosiveness, like Harden could have, like, you know, at the beginning.
Paul
you know,
George can't get above the ring anymore.
Yes, he can.
Bro, he said in his podcast, he's like this age, he's like, he struggles.
Yeah, but he still can get above the ring.
He can get above, but not.
Anyway, Paul George, let's stop mucking around. This is an S.
Put him there. Just put him there.
All right, we'll talk about it now. This is an S.
Put
right?
him there.
Okay. So you want to hear it from me? You want to hear it? It's more relief. It's more relief. If we missed, we would have been real bad because we had nothing. In fairness, so looking, I'm going to say these words. In hindsight, it was the best plan, but that's built on we actually landed it.
Yeah.
If we missed,
Ah,
it was a bad plan. But like, even trades, this wasn't a year in the last year or so. No one really asked out, did they? Other than Harden. Harden and like Siakam. Are you going to tell me that even Siakam at his prime age is a better investment than even 34-year-old Paul George? I don't know if it is. OG Anunoby, I don't know. So when you think about it, this trade, last 12 months speaking, and Harden wanting to go, trade or free agency speaking, this is essentially the best thing that could have happened to us. And it was very nerve-wracking because if with free agency, if he just chose not to, if he wanted to go to Orlando,
yeah, that's my.
then
my hope.
then we're building this next little portion on DeRozan or Levine, or Klay Thompson, or you know what I mean? Like, even though he's 34, is
It's Paul George.
it's Paul George, and it's a big
Podcast pay.
it's a win. What Cheech?
No, I was just hoping you would go to Orlando, as we mentioned before. And I could see, I was excited with that KCP, all that, Paul George.
No, but that was the thing. That was when he was off the table.
Yeah.
Once it was KC, I've got no hair left, but I've made more hairs fall out because KCP went off the. So if you weren't up to date with the reporting was Paul George is going to decide between, and he's going to have meetings with Orlando, the Clippers, and the Philly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Philly, all this cap space, just waiting for just him. Orlando, early in the free agency day, they take KCP. They still got money left in the cap room, but not as much as Paul George wanted. So they were off. They just pulled themselves out of the race. The Clippers then officially, from the actual Clippers ball club, posted, "We're out." And so I was like, it's us. That's when I said to you guys, he's literally
Process
a
of elimination.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's literally us. He's not going to Detroit. They're the only other team. And then it was just a formality. And then, after a long meeting, apparently, then we got his signature. Well, we got him.
What's your expectations now for your team?
Well, I do want to see. So we got Paul George, we got Embiid, Maxey. We re-signed Kelly Oubre, who at least last year was really good for us, really solid.
Yep.
So that's a solid starting four.
Drummond.
We've got Drummond, who only in the last couple of years at Chicago proved himself as a really solid backup for Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good backup for Embiid. He really is, and we need that. Eric Gordon to try and come off the bench, blah, blah. We got the two rookies. Everyone's every contender needs rookies from now on with the aprons. I'm waiting to see what happens with this fifth spot in our starting lineup. The last thing we have to play with is obviously those 4 picks, but we can make about 10 million, about 9 million in cap space if we waive Paul Reed, which we're going to. Or if we trade him, we can bring back 15 million in salary. So I think that Daryl is working on that right now. I don't think we're going to start the season and just be like, "Oh, here's our 12 guys." We didn't, we don't even know if we got 12 guys, like 9 guys. So I want to wait to find out who this last starter is and what we're going to do with it. Because 15 million.
Wow, where's Kyle Lowry?
He's floating in.
Okay, he's still in there.
So I'm hoping we get him back as well. Even though we got Eric Gordon, I'm hoping we.
After how many years of shitting on Kyle Lowry, this guy's now.
I'm hoping we
should
get
Pat
him
Bev
back. that's a possibility as well.
He doesn't mind it. He's changed shoes.
No, for the bench. Are you joking? For the bench of
peanut butter
behind
jelly.
these starters, anyone we'll take anyone behind these starters. But Lowry was solid for us. So I've got to wait. We all have to wait and see who that fifth starter is, because if Daryl can pull off an awesome fucking fifth starter, then we'll see. And to take on Boston, which is the benchmark, you need 5 guys. You can't just have 3 or 4. You need 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see with that fifth starter, but I think it's all about Joel. It's all about Joel and the health. It still comes down to that.
Not Paul George in the health, because that's also another.
No, Paul George and the health, of course, but what we're going to do in terms of are we going to win the championship or are we going to make the finals, conference finals? It's still for me. Still for me comes down to Joel's health. A lot of people are like, celebrating and all this sort of stuff. Oh, Paul George is such a great number 3, blah, blah, blah. I still actually think we need a 1B to Joel. I think he needs a 1B. Some people would say Maxi's the 1B. I think Maxi's more like, especially now with the CBA, I think Maxi's a true 2 in like a great team. Can Paul George be a 1B? If he's only going to be a 3, I'm a bit skeptical. But I'm very happy. I'm very relieved because, as I said, if the big thing is if we had missed, it would have been a big miss. Yeah. All right. Let's quickly move on to the next thing. Let's rank the top 5 biggest losses so far this NBA offseason. All right, boys, let's start off quick.
Let's go.
It's very questionable, but my number 5 as of right now I've got is Klay Thompson. Because, yeah, they signed DeAnthony Melton. Shout out to him. Lovely. But the Warriors are actually going to miss Klay Thompson and his gravity. Even though he turned into like a potato by the end, I said this before, now that he's signed for the Mavericks, I think to myself,
revives him.
Shit, this feels good in Dallas, and it feels like he's leaving a hole behind. And they just don't, as of right now, they don't have a replacement other than DeAnthony
I'll take
Melton.
that. I had Clay at 4.
Okay. This is a hard one to make.
It is a bit hard.
You've got number 5?
Yeah, Clay 5.
All right.
I had Caruso 5, but I had Clay 4.
Okay. Well, I had Reggie Jackson 4.
Reggie?
Yeah.
Why Reggie? He's off the bench.
And yeah. I'll give you my sort of preview of this.
I think Denver's lost overall by losing him and KCP.
Yeah.
They're in trouble.
They're in trouble. I had to put them as a duo.
But
my theme here is very Denver.
Okay.
I think this is a big loss for them because KCP and Reggie is a bad loss. In general, they're lacking good players. They're lacking good shooters. So, I don't know, but if you guys don't have Reggie, we don't have to go Reggie.
I've got KCP.
I've got KCP way higher.
So do I.
KCP way higher than that.
Okay.
I don't have Caruso.
Okay.
Just because of the fruition of Kobe White.
Yeah, okay.
And they got Josh Giddey. The Bulls aren't contending anytime soon, and the Bulls moving on.
That's where you're looking at. Like, it's not a big loss for the Bulls because, like they're even thinking of trading.
Maybe Bridges.
Trading what's his name? Yeah, the Bridges one is interesting too. But
they got a
lot.
Yeah, they got a lot, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
They got a lot, and it's kind of signing.
And they're already towards the bottom of the table.
I didn't. I had him just under Clay at 6, just because
I didn't even have him in there. But now, kind of taking out Caruso, I'd put Bridges in there. But I didn't even have him in the 5.
All right, let me tell you my number.
Dancing with number 4. We don't know what we're going to do.
Let me tell you my number 3. It's Batum. So Nicholas Batum. That starter spot that I was just talking about would fit perfectly in there for the Sixers.
Batum.
Nicholas Batum, let's be real, won us the playing game against the Heat.
Defense and threes.
His quick shooting and his defense, even though
Rebounding.
he's old, he's such a
he's good.
smart player. The Sixers are going to dearly miss that. So how are we feeling about
I like
Batum?
that at 4.
I like it at 4.
Okay,
Yeah, I like that at 4.
let's get him in there. All right. So yeah, we talked about Bridges. We talked about Caruso. There's also Hardenstein.
Add PJ at 3.
I had but it's. I understand the Klay Thompson, because now I'm really rethinking because I had Derek in here.
Derek Jones.
Yeah, but I'm rethinking it.
They're gonna miss his defense, but he killed them.
yeah.
He killed them by the end of it. As in, like, he was the problem. He couldn't shoot.
Yeah, he
shoot.
couldn't shoot.
couldn't
But,
shoot.
is it a rookie kind of thing? Like, you come back better?
Nah.
The ceiling.
He's just not. He's not that. He's actually just not that good of an offensive player, Derek Jones Jr.
It was all a fluke, huh?
Well,
They should play how Aaron Gordon
was
plays
playing
at
so well.
Nuggets in the dunkers line,
yeah,
down the baseline.
but
That's where he should
unfortunately,
play.
he's just a bit of a. He's not a great player, to
Mm-hmm.
be honest. He just had a great series against
He's
OKC,
athletic. He's right.
and he's not that young either. He's not super young or anything. Do you want to get PG in there? You said you had
I'd
PG
PG
at
at
3.
3.
Let's get PG in there. Let's keep it
PG at
moving.
3? I have him at 2.
I had him at 2 as well, but let's get him in there because we've only got whatever so far. And now I know we're missing someone, but I had KCP at 1. I
Same.
reckon KCP's got to be 1.
And add Hardenstein at 2. That was,
Yeah.
So
Yep.
KCP at 1,
yeah.
Yep.
yeah,
Huge.
100%.
Huge
That's
loss.
massive.
I can't believe they let that happen.
People were saying they would rather have Aaron Gordon walk than KCP.
I think,
Wow.
I was like, wow.
yeah, to an extent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think-
Actually, Aaron Gordon killed us.
No, that's right. No, Aaron Gordon specifically, it's weird.
And he started
because
shooting
you-
threes when
you
it got to the
wouldn't-
playoffs.
You wouldn't think so, but Aaron Gordon is hard to replace. Harder
because
to
he's
replace
such a
for them.
big-
Yeah.
His energy.
Yeah.
You know,
Catches,
I was
he
like,
still
that's
catches
crazy.
lobs.
But he's also not too big. He's just bouncy.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like, he's not like cement feet or whatever, anything like that. KCP was a big loss, but if they had lost Gordon, they would have been. But on this note, let's stick with it. KCP is the biggest loss so far of the offseason because, at least so far, apparently they're just not replacing him. Their owner, the Kroenke, who's also Arsenal's owner, is known for not big spending, and everyone's just having a good old joke at the moment about how he's so happy about the second apron. There's teams that are hating the second apron, like the Clippers, because the Clippers love spending, so do the Warriors. But he's probably happy about the second apron because then he doesn't have to spend, and they're going to start.
They're in trouble.
They're going to
Christian Brown.
start Christian
he can't
Brown.
shoot.
The Denver damn Nuggets are worse for real.
Yeah.
That's a big loss. Reggie Jackson gone as well.
The backup. Yeah. I don't know. That's so bad.
So we're missing someone here. You had Hardenstein.
Hardenstein.
So I had him pretty high as well in my outside the 5, but they got Mitch Robb. They got Julius Randle.
Nah, but he's more of your centerpiece.
Well,
like
Mitchell Robinson is actually their starting
Yeah,
center.
but offensively, I don't think he's better than Hardenstein. Offensively,
No, but in terms of like the Nuggets,
yeah.
the Nuggets are going to miss KCP because there's no
lot.
replacement.
Yeah.
The Knicks have Mitchell Robinson. If you're gonna take all these contracts on the Knicks, you gotta take someone out. They've got Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle, so it's a big miss. But they're sort of they've got a lot of riches, the Knicks, including at center.
Who'd you go then? McCall, just because of the
I had Reggie
you had Reggie
for the Denver
Okay.
stuff.
Because it's the backup. Yeah, you've got
They've
like
just
now you've got
these
a
two
third
guys are
stringer.
gone, and they're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
relying on rookies
Okay.
and third years.
Yeah, because what I wanted to do was cheat. Have those two, KCP and
at the same in the same thing.
in the same. I was like, how do I split it up?
Nah, but KCP's his own entity in here
Yeah.
because he is at such a big loss for them. And the crazy part is they could have just given him the same money.
I don't get how
They would have gone-
didn't try and keep him.
They would have given him the same money. They would have gone into the second apron. But a lot of people are saying, and you have to probably agree. So when you go into the second apron or whatever, then you're as Zach Lowe puts it, you're in jail. Even like with like actual draft picks and stuff like
Yeah.
that, it gets you put in jail with what you can do with player movement stuff and roster construction. But KCP, Aaron Gordon, MPJ, Nikola Jokic, and Jamal Murray, that's starting five. If you're in jail with that starting five, as long as everyone's healthy, it's pretty much the best starting five of the last few years. I would have gone to jail.
Done what
Yeah.
Boston done and just paid.
They're going to jail in the next couple of years.
No,
Did you say
but
that?
Boston, no, that was BS. Because Boston's owners are selling shop. 'Cause they're-
Yeah, because they don't want to pay up.
yeah, they're
Really?
because so as soon as they signed everybody to the max, like 30 minutes later, they announced, "Oh yeah, we're selling shop."
Yeah.
I saw the total.
At the end of this
it's
year,
like $900 and something million.
At
It's
the end
nearly
of
$1 billion.
yeah, at the end of this year, Boston are essentially going to have. They've got one more year of this.
So who's paying him?
Oh, they'll get someone.
Somebody will pay. Somebody will pay.
Yeah.
But, like,
Billionaire would just come in there and
yeah.
So what are we thinking?
I was going Hardenstein, but I can go with the story of KCP because 1-2 punch.
I like seeing Denver get worse.
So what about we do this?
Just a
PG,
hater.
PG
Batum, Clay,
Yeah, I
and-
like that. I like that.
and
I like-
Reggie.
Yeah,
because
yeah. I didn't
Reggie,
even think of that to shift it up.
Reggie, yeah, because Reggie is needed there for the backup.
Yeah, because KCP gone, Reggie gone, crazy, and that's our top five biggest losses so far this offseason. Maybe there'll be another one when the Sixers come and take someone's power forward or something like that. All right, boys, that's it. Let's get on to the next thing. Can you guess the top five NBA free agent signings of the last decade according to Sportskeeda? Fellas, welcome to the off season. Oh no, we're not starting. We're not. Forget about that. We've already started before this.
Starting.
We're all recording this out of order. All right, let's get into it. So, free agent signings of the last decade, and I think that this article was pretty up to date. So we are sort of talking the last, let's call it 10, even 15 years.
Yep, I can list off a few.
Yeah.
So we have LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, because you're in a Brooklyn Nets kind of situation.
Yeah.
I just don't know where they kind of fit in the top.
And it depends if KD ended up being a sign and trade for D'Lo. In the end. But he did, I'm pretty sure he just signed straight up in free agency from OKC to Golden State, the first move.
Okay, yes.
So there's that one, and then there's the LeBron. LeBron always did free agency.
Yes.
So there's so many.
Been there 3 times.
Yeah, there's probably all these LeBron ones. KD, Kawhi from the Raptors to the Clippers.
Then you have Paul George, but was that
was a
a sign?
trade.
That was a trade,
That
yeah.
was a trade.
Westbrook didn't do anything.
No, he never just walked, I don't think. Best players.
James
players.
Harden.
I don't think he ever just walked.
From Houston.
No, he didn't just
No,
walk.
not
He
just
just
walk.
he got requested a trade.
So the other one, I don't know. Oh no, Poole was too soon. But and in what context? Because Poole was obviously big money.
Is this Chris Paul?
No, Poole, Jordan Poole.
Oh, Jordan Poole.
What was the
This-
title again? Best or
I think it's like best.
top? Okay.
So it's not about the
That's-
most. But Chris Paul, pretty sure he walked to the Rockets. That wasn't a trade
From
the Clippers.
From the Clippers.
Yeah.
There's also, if it's in there, I don't know if it will be, but did Chris Paul walk to the Clippers from New Orleans? Literally 10 years ago from this start of this article.
Oh,
2022.
really?
Let's say one in there. All right, let's get one in there. Kawhi. Let's just start off. We won't start with LeBron.
Okay. Yep.
Kawhi from the Raptors to the Clippers. Kawhi, 2019.
Yes, number 4.
Number 4.
Number
I knew that
four,
would have been
bang.
top.
Look at
It's
us.
got to be.
All right. So we stay away from LeBron for now.
Mhm.
Chris Paul we'll just say Chris Paul.
Say Chris Paul.
Yep.
Chris Paul?
Yes, Chris Paul number 8.
Number.
Oh, okay. He's in the 8. He's in
Okay.
the 10. Sorry, he's not in the 5.
And that was. Does it have what?
Yeah, what year was that one?
2015. So
Go
that
to
was
Rockets.
to the Rockets.
To the Rockets. Okay, and there's no more Chris Paul. Damn, starting to forget about free agency
Yeah,
because it
I'm-
hasn't been relevant the last
Like
few
coming
years.
back.
Okay, so from 2022,
Trying to think
it
some
stopped
big
happening.
signings.
Honestly, since we're here in the Paul George to Philly time, it stopped happening with that 2019 that time.
Yeah, because everybody was like signing extension and then just had a Silkins like sign me out of here. And then
Yeah.
that's why we have this new CBA
Yep.
with the whole once you pass that second apron, even the first apron, you can't it's hard to do a 1-for-1 trade. Well, you have to basically do a 1-for-1 trade.
Yep. All right. Staying away from the top as well. Even though KD was a sign and trade for D'Lo, Kyrie walked from the Celtics to the Nets in 2019.
Yep.
So Kyrie Irving.
No.
Oh. What? What?
That's
I'm
to
trying to wind back time a bit. I'm trying to think how
it's
off-season
like we
chats.
can't. Oh yeah, Kevin Durant was too late. No, but Kevin Durant would be in there from OKC to thing.
Yeah, you want to go KD?
Yeah, let's go.
That's
KD.
not
Kevin Durant.
Yes.
Number
Number 5.
5.
5.
So
damn.
number 5 is KD.
I would have put that higher.
Is that 2016 or 2017? 2016 should be.
2019.
Well, that's wrong because he didn't walk. He didn't just walk.
Sign and trade.
Unless
Sign
they're
and
counting
trade.
that.
They're
Unless
counting-
we
they're counting
go
the
with
sign
that
and
counted.
trade.
Okay. Who else signed and traded?
Trying to think some reactions I've had.
Jimmy Butler was a sign and trade
I
to
was
back to,
thinking
JT.
Miami.
Yeah, that's a good one. Put it in there.
Jimmy Butler.
Miami Heat.
No,
Oh.
now we're gonna confuse ourselves. All right.
For agents.
What about? Is there any? Let's ask for a clue here. Is there any guys repeated? As in, like they've got their name on it more than once.
Yes.
All right, let's
In
say,
the top 5 then?
Say LeBron.
yeah,
Let's
they're
process
gonna
of
be all
elimination.
LeBrons. All right, let's go. LeBron from the Cavs to the Lakers in 2018.
18, 19?
I think it was 18.
Yes. Number 3.
Number 3.
Okay.
I feel like it's gonna
Yeah.
be LeBron.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one is
LeBron James.
LeBron from the Heat to the Cavs.
Heat to the Cavs. What year was that again?
2014. All right, you want to say it? LeBron James from the Heat to the Cavs.
Yes. Number 1.
Number 2. LeBron James.
Well, this is only in the last. No, the other one's not going to count. So
Yeah.
it's in
Oh,
the
yeah, that
last
was prior.
decade. Well,
LeBron
so
James was
this article was
2008.
from nearly the end of 2022. They said the last decade. Do they mean
Yeah.
all of the 2010s or they mean since 2012? All right.
Kawhi to Clippers.
No, we've said that. 3?
We
Did we say
yeah,
that?
we said that from
said that.
How do you get to Raptors? Oh, for Demand.
Trade.
Trade.
Yeah,
Demand, that's
yeah.
right. That's right.
He's not going to be number 1, but LaMarcus Aldridge from the
Portland.
Trailblazers to the Spurs,
He's not. Yeah, he's in there. He's number 9.
Okay.
number 9.
Number 9.
Okay.
Hmm.
So who's number 2? We're missing number 2. And we've got Kevin Durant. We've got, can we round out?
No,
we got,
do we? Oh yeah, we're
we
missing
got
number
Kevin-
2.
yeah,
Sorry.
we got Kevin Durant. We had Kawhi Leonard in there. And we have 2 LeBron James. Right?
Oh damn, this is gonna be tough, isn't it?
Is it? Well,
Who else
you
is
said
good?
James
Another Chris Paul?
No, not James Harden.
Wait. There is 2 Kevin Durants in there. There is 2. So you got. What did you say? What was the Kevin Durant you said before?
20.
20. We were trying to give you 2016
2016 for the.
from the
Warriors.
OKC to the Warriors.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
So
Number 2.
so that's number 2.
That's-
Okay, so we got the top 5.
Okay.
'Cause KD was so what? So number 5 was what?
Number 5 was Kevin Durant from the Nets.
All right, to the Nets. Number 4 was
Kawhi Leonard from the Clippers.
Kawhi to the Clippers.
LeBron, KD, LeBron.
LeBron, KD, LeBron. Can we be bothered guessing any more? I can't.
No.
All right. So number 9 was LaMarcus Aldridge. What was number 10?
Number 10 was Carmelo Anthony.
From
New York
From
When did
Nuggets
he-
to
Okay,
New
so-
York. Nuggets to New York? What?
or Houston?
what? Where does it say?
Carmelo Carmelo Anthony number 10. It's from New York. The year was 2000.
To New York, yeah. All right. And then number 8.
Denver, New York.
Well, sorry, who was number 8?
Number 8 was Chris Paul.
Number 7?
Ray Allen from Miami.
Oh, wow, Ray
I guess it
Allen.
was significant
back.
at the time.
Number 6?
Number 6 was Andre Iguodala to Golden State.
Wow.
Oh.
That's never would have thought of that one.
Where'd he come from? Denver?
I think so, yeah. Oh, well, it...
Yeah, it doesn't say. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Not-
he'd spend some
Not
good
Miami releasing him and then going back.
time. All right, well,
Forgot about
that's, according to Sportskeeda, that's the top 5 free agent signings. So let's actually think about that for a second. So LeBron to the Cavs
Yeah.
in 2014 is number 1, yeah?
Yep.
Do we think that that's better than LeBron to the Lakers? Do we think that's better than...
Just LeBron
No,
anyways.
going
is
back
good.
home.
Mm.
It's always good to go back home and get one for your city. You know,
Yeah.
it's in the aftermath. You kind of look at it like, hey, I've graduated. I'm going
And I
back
guess at
home.
the end of the
I'm
day, so
back.
we're looking like top free agent signings. It was massive for Cleveland to be able. I know it's his home,
Mm.
and he probably felt pressure to, because they hated him after he left. He probably felt pressure
With Kyrie.
to. But it was probably a big one. And then KD to 2016 to the Warriors was
Just
the thing that
Not fair.
broke the NBA.
And then Kawhi, I thought that was huge.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is pretty big.
Yeah,
Because
and
of
then
the whole finessing situation.
Yeah.
Mm.
To with the LeBron James situation as well.
And what was number 5?
Number 5 was Kevin Durant to the Nets.
Ah, yeah, number
Kevin
5.
Durant,
KD to the
Nets.
Nets.
Lakers could have had Kawhi and PG once upon a time. They both decided to join forces and waste 4 years of their own time.
5 years.
5 years actually.
All right, let's get
Time
on.
flies, bro.
Now they're about to waste Philly's time.
Let's get on to the next thing. Can you guess the top 5 big threes in NBA history according to MSN.com? All right, so we do have a 10 here. There was actually 25, but whoever's done it for us has got it to 10. But now we're going to try and specifically guess the 5.
The top
Okay.
5. And easy.
LeBron.
LeBron,
Bosh.
Dwayne Wade.
We'll hold that. We'll hold that. We'll hold that for a second. We won't do that.
Oh, but is it even?
was this
Because
posted?
we have Golden State.
When was it
Mm.
written? Do you know the report?
I think this one was like sometime this year, but it wasn't when we're doing this because of Maxi Embiid, Paul George.
Okay.
So, but it was recent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So it will count up to whatever.
Curry, Clay, Draymond.
Yeah. You want to start that off with that one?
Okay, yeah, that will set the
Steph
tone.
Curry,
Hopefully that's not one.
Clay Thompson, and Draymond Green.
You got Stephen Curry and Clay, but
Oh, and Kevin. It's going to go Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Steph, Clay, and KD.
Yes, number 4.
Draymond would hate that.
Four.
Draymond would hate that.
Number 4. Clay
Okay.
would love that though.
Yeah.
Show that to Clay.
Um.
All right, that's number 4.
So number
Damn.
4, then we have.
Big ask.
I want to say Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker.
Yeah, let's give it that one.
Could be 2.
What about in top 10?
He's in top 10, but not top 5.
Is it exactly as we said it there? Duncan, Ginobili, Parker?
Yeah.
What number is it?
Number 10.
Oh, number 10.
Number 10.
Damn.
They put them below.
Wow.
This is, we did this.
Nah.
This is all time.
We
but
did this stuff like with the duos. It's
Yeah.
like, how do you do this, with the Spurs? Because they were just such a team ball team.
Yeah, but still, without those 3. I understand with the duos it's difficult.
Yeah.
But with the 3,
Yeah.
they're 5 rings, blah, blah, blah.
All right.
What about Kevin Garnett?
Yeah, I was
Paul
gonna.
Pierce and Ray Allen or Rondo?
Yeah, one of
Ray
those.
Allen, yeah, for sure.
Kevin Garnett and Paul
Boston
Pierce
Celtic.
will be there. Nowhere near. No, it doesn't say what is Paul Pierce there at all?
No.
What?
This
Kobe,
list
Shaq.
is crazy.
We better not have some Bob Cousy bullshit in this.
Well, can we go
MJ, Pippen,
Yeah.
and
Rodman.
And Rodman.
Yeah.
They've
Do we
got
do
to be
that?
in it.
For number 2?
Probably, yeah.
or number 1?
I reckon we'll just say it. Michael Jordan,
Scottie
Scottie
Pippen.
Pippen, and Dennis Rodman.
Number 1.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
That's all right.
One in the back.
And then we get the LeBron,
Go say it.
LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh for number 2.
This is number 2.
Not number 2.
Oh. It's number 5.
Oh,
Who's ahead?
Oh, there's gonna be some like old timers or some shit.
That's crazy. It's gonna be like I don't know, Magic Johnson and
Kareem.
yeah, because they played like 2 seasons.
Johnson, Crane.
And then I don't know who the third guy.
Yeah.
I was thinking like Kobe, Shaq, and then I was thinking like Kobe, Powell, and Derek Fisher or Metaball.
Let's get a Kobe in there. Like, let's get a Kobe, Shaq, and Derek Fisher. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry,
Did they play
No,
together?
I don't think
Derek Fisher or not Pau Gasol.
Well, it'd be
Well, there's two
different
different
eras, yeah,
times.
two
there.
different
Which
times.
was Derek Fisher
was
there?
Pau Gasol's time.
Oh, okay.
But I think he was also there.
I
going
think he
far
was.
back to like
Yeah,
the early
he was-
before the 2000s.
He was there for a long time. Let's just finish this sentence. Kobe and Shaq. Is they and someone else there?
Who's the
Who's the other guy?
Derek Fisher.
Derek
Derek
Fisher.
Fisher.
Kobe, Shaq, Derek Fisher.
right.
What number?
Number 7.
Number 7. So we
Because it's
still,
not a trio.
we still don't have it.
What are we doing?
Is he
here?
like an Allen Iverson? I don't know who he played. I just know Allen
no
Iverson.
way. He
No,
was
no.
alone.
Okay.
What about LeBron, Kevin Love, Kyrie? Surely,
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Number
surely
8.
it's probably low, but is it
Or-
there? Nah, of course not.
Shit.
Damn.
We're in pickles.
The Lob City, but
Oh.
they didn't win anything. That's the thing. It's
That'll
like
be 50th.
excitement. But can we just? I just want to knock it out.
CP3,
Yeah, CP3.
Blake Griffin,
Yeah, come
DeAndre
on.
Jordan.
Come on.
No.
Okay.
Nowhere.
CP3's not even in the top 10, and none of them won.
Damn.
Yeah, that Matty B.
Okay.
So we had
Trash.
number one is the Bulls, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And what else did we have? Do we remember?
Number 5 is LeBron.
Wade.
Is LeBron, Wade, and Bosch, and 4 is the Warriors.
Yes.
So we're missing 3 and 2.
That's crazy.
All right. Yeah, what?
I was going to say Larry Bird, but I don't know who else he played with.
Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, finish that sentence.
He's not in the top 5.
Damn. Are those names in there?
Yeah, they're in there. He's just above top 5.
As in number 6. Wow. Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and I don't know if James Worthy played with them, but James Worthy.
Number 2.
Exactly that 3?
Exactly them 3.
Okay, nice.
I
Nice.
think I don't know my LBs.
You know your history books.
You were an
Um,
LB. Probably
That's
Very
number
born
2.
LB.
Number 3, what do we got? KD, Kyrie, James Harden. They played 13 games together.
Can we say that now? Is that?
Nah, we had.
Nah.
All right,
I don't
I've
think
got the answer. Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker.
I'm better off saying LeBron, AD, and D'Lo. D'Lo?
Damn. So that was number 3. What other bloody teams have we got?
Like dynasties, man.
Yeah. What teams have we got? Lakers, Celtics, Warriors, Bulls,
Multiple championships.
Pistons.
I'm just
Isaiah
Rashard
Thomas?
Wallace,
Tim
Isaiah
Duncan's not
Thomas,
there.
Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas is the only name I know.
Rashard, something Wallace.
Olajuwon.
Is Isaiah Thomas in that third spot? Is it a Piston spot? No. Damn. I think I might be out.
What other teams are
Is
there?
this a modern team or an old team?
Yeah.
Very old team.
Very old.
Oh, very old.
It's
Okay.
like, it's probably the first, like,
All right.
not the first, like,
Bill Russell, Bob Cousy, and someone else.
Bill Russell, Bob Cousy. Yes, you got them right.
Oh, it's a Celtic.
And the last one,
No, I don't know.
John
who played.
Havlicek. No, that's a bit further down. Go on.
So it's Bill Russell, Bob Cousy, and Tommy Henshaw.
Oh, Tommy Ensign. Damn.
No.
I knew that name as well. Yeah.
I know that guy.
Actually do know that guy. All right. Yeah, classic. Fine. Now where does Maxi and yeah. Where does Ben Simmons, Joel, and Tobias Harris rank?
He's the number 1.
Next.
All right. Now, thank you. You can hand this. We'll give up on the list. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Cooper.
Now, just quickly, how do we think about Joel, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey as a big 3?
Well, it's just needed. First of all, you guys only had 3 players, was it, for after next year?
Yeah, something like that.
So it's more like, I was like, why are you happy? Like, why are you like, I thought it was kind of inevitable, but it's more of that relief. Like, hey, we've got an asset.
No. Let's not get into the exact Paul George.
Big threes
full on
don't
right
win
now.
rings.
The big three.
Okay.
They don't win rings.
They won 2 rings.
Yeah, well, you've just got enough.
Who?
You've just
The
replaced.
Heatles. The Celtics won a ring.
Oh, but
We just went through a whole bunch of 1 rings.
right, what are they? Them against
Oh.
Kevin Durant, Devin Booker,
Uh.
and Bradley Beal.
Who's guarding Joel? Who's guarding Maxi? And who's guarding Paul George?
Yeah, well, I'd take them over those bums.
In terms of
Arizona.
big threes, it's way too early to start comparing. They haven't even touched the court yet. But one thing it's got going for it is that you've got a guy for every part of the positional court.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a guard, you've got a wing, and you've got a center
dominant
slash
center, yeah.
forward.
Yep.
So we'll get...
And different timelines as well. You could argue, you know, Paul George later in his career,
Yep.
prime Embiid, and then young Maxi adds a little bit more dynamic.
Yep.
You know, you can have somebody, okay, if we need to push the pace, Maxi goes for it. If we need somebody to cool it down, we have, Embiid. And then obviously you got Paul George just to stretch the floor or just steady the shit.
Just to cook people with his handles.
Yeah, no, it's good. Obviously, Celtics going to win it. And...
None of that.
what does that put them in front of Knicks? Because Knicks have made big moves.
Well, I don't know, but we'll talk about other
Okay,
stuff.
okay.
Well, we would have... This is probably going at the end of the video. We would have talked about it, but we pre-recorded this. But anyway, you guys let us know in the comments below how you think this will rank all time in the big threes. Will it surpass... I don't know. Will it surpass like the Boston KG, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, or Rondo, whatever you want to call it? Will it surpass the Heatles? Will it surpass?
So you're expecting rings?
No.
because
I'm asking.
Oh, the crowd,
everyone,
the fans.
what- it's hard because they haven't touched the court and all this sort of stuff. But just let us know what you think. And we'll end the show with this. So I'll end it. So thanks, boys,
Thank you.
and we'll talk to you next week.